Okay. Third chapter, Mishnah Aleph. ביאור משנה א', explanation for משנה א'. למדנו בפרק הקודם, משנה ז', we learned in the previous chapter, the seventh משנה, שלאחר חקירת עדות החודש, that after you examine the witnesses, ראש בית דין אומר מקודש. The head of the house of בית דין says it's holy. וכל העם עונים אחריו מקודש מקודש. And the whole nation says holy holy. משנתנו בא ללמד, our Mishnah comes to teach, שהכרזת קידוש החודש על ידי בית הדין היה תנאי עיקרי לקביעת ראש חודש ביום השלישי. You need them to declare קדוש in order to make it קדוש. ואם בית הדין לא הספיקו לומר מקודש ביום השלושים, and if the witnesses came late during the day, and you started the process, but it wasn't enough time to examine them, and already sunset came in, too late. That's it. You can't say it. אף על פי,
why? Because it's the next day already? Why can't you say קדוש?
Because you have to do it in the day to say קדוש. Yeah.
Because
If you say, they say it probably, it was the next day. Yeah. אף על פי שרבים ראו את הירח. And here comes the thing. ירושלים, everybody saw the moon. Everybody saw the moon. The next day, they're waiting for the witnesses to come in. Whatever reasons, people were busy. The witnesses came in late, and everybody saw it. It's not a question if they saw it, right? The next day, the witnesses came in, and until you interrogate them, there was another problem, another case, you had to take care, whatever the thing, and it's over. Even though everybody saw the new moon, nothing happened, because you didn't say the words, kadosh. אף על פי שרבים ראו את הירח, even though many saw the moon, והיה ברור לכל שיום השלושים הוא ראש חודש, and everybody understood that the 30th day is ראש חודש, מכל מקום נעשה חודש מלא, nevertheless, it's going to be a 30-day thing, and the next ראש חודש is going to be the next day, וראש חודש הוא ביום ה-31, and the ראש חודש will be on the 31st day. So let's see. ראו את הירח, they saw the moon, who saw him? בית דין וכל ישראל, the entire nation saw it. It was a new moon, everybody could see it. כלומר, אף אם בית דין עצמו, even if the court itself, everybody in court looked up at the moon, they saw it as a moon. ועמהם גם קהל גדול מישראל, and with them was hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of people. Everybody watched, the moon, for tomorrow. ראו את הלבנה בחידושה, they saw the new moon, ונמצא הדבר מפורסם לכל. In other words, the next day everybody knows, ראש חודש, שיום השלושים הוא ראש חודש, that the 30th day is ראש חודש, that's one case, or אם נחקרו עדים, another way it can happen is that you take the testimony of the witnesses, כלומר שלא ראו בית דין, in a case where the court did not see it, וכל ישראל, or the entire Jewish people, אלא שבאו עדים, that the witnesses came, וכבר נחקרו ביום השלושים, they already were interrogated on the 30th day, וצריך היה לפי עדותם לקרוא את הקודש באותו יום, and they need to say, it's holy. In other words, you had the time to do it. ולא הספיקו, you didn't have the time. I mean, something happened, you didn't say the word קדוש. בית הדין לומר מקודש ביום השלושים, the court did not say it was holy in the 30th day, עד שחשכה, until it became dark, ליל 31, anyway, it became the 31st day, הרי זה מעובר, then there's nothing you can do about it. Then ראש חודש is going to be the next day, not this day. החודש שעבר הוא מעובר בין 30 יום, then since you didn't declare this ראש חודש, today, 30th day, you didn't say today is Aleph, you're forced to say tomorrow is Aleph. וראש חודש ביום 31, שלא הראייה כשלעצמה, because it wasn't the seeing, that's what makes the ראש חודש, אלא הכרזת בית דין מקדשת את החודש. It was the declaration of the court, that's what's going to determine the holiness of the month. ביום ה-30, in the 30th days. וכיוון שלא הספיקו בית דין לומר מקודש, and since the court did not have the time to say this is holy, ביום ה-30, on the 30th day, אין החודש מתקדש. This month is not going to become holy. אלא ביום ה-31. Only in the day, on the 31st day. בעניין ראו בית דין וכל ישראל. What happens in the case where everybody saw it? The courts did, all the Jews did. יש מפרשים, there are those who explains, שראו ביום ה-30 סמוך לחשיכה. That they saw it on the 30th day, close to darkness. ולא היה שהות לבית הדין לקדש את החודש באותו יום. and they didn't have enough time. It was, we see it, too late. That's it. You see it, and 2 seconds later it came in. In other words, if they would have declared then, because since all of them see it, it's like it's as if they're seeing it and they're witnessing at the same time. So if they would have said kadosh, it would have become kadosh. They just didn't. That was the problem. So that's one explanation. ויש מפרשים, there are those who explains, שראו בליל ה-30, that they saw him on the 30th day. היינו ב-29 לחודש בערב. They saw it on the 29th in the evening. אלא ששהו למחרתו כל היום, ולא הספיקו לומר מקודש. It says that even if they saw it on the 29th day, and they just forgot, or they had something else to do, that was the case. In other words, one case is they didn't have enough time, because it was really not enough time. One case they had plenty of time, they just didn't.
No, it's the same concept as when Cohen רואה נגעים.
Exactly the same thing. Unless he says it, it's not.
It's not.
Exactly. משנתנו בא איפה להשמיע שני דברים. So this Mishnah comes to teach us two things. Number one, אף על פי שראו בית דין, even though the court saw it, וכל ישראל, and all the Jews see it also, ונתפרסם לכל, and everybody knows, שיום ה-30 היה ראוי לקביעת ראש חודש, that the 30th day is the befitting day to become ראש חודש. מכל מקום, אם לא הספיקו בית דין לומר מקודש, if the court did not say this day is holy, עד שחשכה, until it became dark, ליל 31, מעברים את החודש העבר. We're going to make the ראש חודש the next day. That's the first rule. ב' אף על פי שכבר נחקרו את החודש ביום 30, even though you already determined that the witnesses are correct, ואפשר לומר שחקירת העדים היא כדין, and you can say, you know what, we can go after the beginning of the witnesses. We are retroactively saying that they're correct. Maybe that's allowed. It says even that is not allowed. ואמירת מקודש על ידי ראש בית הדין הוא כגמר לדין. This is only the final thing, but it actually happened before. It didn't happen now. ואם לא הספיקו בית דין לקדש את החודש ביום, יקדשו בלילה. So this is just a technicality. It was already determined during the day that it's kosher. It's just a technicality that you got to say at night. So even that we're not going to accept. שכן אמרו בדיני ממונות, because where do we see such a concept? When it comes to monetary value, we have such a concept. For example, דנים ביום וגומרים בלילה. It says usually the court is open during the day, not at night. The court doesn't say, but it says you're allowed to have the discussions during the day and have the ending at night. And it's considered to be that it was done on the, in other words. And why is it important? Because on the document you're going to write, the court determined when. Previously, even though that right now it's night. In other words, it's the 18th of the month today, but you're going to write in the document that we determined it on the 17th of the month. Because the top... Exactly. Retroactively, we're going to go back to the beginning. In other words, the start of the court. Here it's not that same. You cannot go back. מכל מקום אין אומרים כן. In our case, we don't say that. אלא ההלכה היא בקידוש החודש. The law when it comes to sanctifying the moon, שאמירת מקודש, that the saying holy על ידי בית הדין צריכה להיות ביום. It needs to be done during the day. וכיוון שלא הספיקו בית דין לומר מקודש, and since the court did not say this is holy, עד שחשכה, until it became dark, נעשה החודש שעבר מלא וראש חודש 31. We're going to have a חודש מעובר, which means one more day.
They missed it.
That's it. Let's the next case. ראו בית דין בלבד. Only the court saw him. Nobody else saw him. Because the court, they know this is important.
But they need the court need the witness.
Very good. ראו בית דין בלבד. What happens if only the court saw it? ולא היו עדים אחרים. There's no other witnesses.
How
No?
many people was in the court? 7?
At least 3.
Oh, at least 3.
Yeah.
No, it's time.
Or the entire 70.
Oh.
So, but let's say it's
But
only...
can they have a witness from them?
Let's see. ראו בית דין בלבד ולא היו עדים אחרים. Only the court saw him. There were no other witnesses. בגמרא מבואר, the Gemara explains, שבית דין ראו את הירח בליל ה-30. They saw the moon on the 30th day, 30th night. ולא היו יכולים לקדש במקום את החודש על פי ראתה. And they couldn't do it at night. Why? Because at night you can't מקדש את החודש. Or the court only sits in the day. לפי שאין מקדשים את החודש בלילה. because we don't make the Kiddush HaChodesh, the declaration, we don't do it at night. It has to be done during the day. יעמדו שניים, so what do? Two of them should stand, כלומר למחר ביום ה-30 יעמדו שניים מתוך בית דין שראו את הירח. So if it's a Sanhedrin, it's not a problem, because you got 70 people. So two stand up, ויעידו בפניהם, and they're going to say in front of the other guys, hey, with the witnesses, check us. It's not even really necessary to check you, because according to this, say, they all saw it. Yeah. בפני שאר חברי בית הדין, כדי שיקדשו את החודש על פי ראותם, ויאמרו מקודש מקודש. It says, then you solve the problem. כלומר, שינהגו כפי הסדר המקובל. In other words, you have to go through the motions. You have to have witnesses, even if everybody saw it, it doesn't matter. שראש בית דין אומר מקודש. It means the house of the beit din, the house of the court, the head of the court has to say it's holy. וכל העם עונים אחריו מקודש מקודש. And all the nation says מקודש מקודש. ברם, בת, אם ראו בית דין בלבד ביום ה-29 לחודש קודם שחשיכה, if the entire beit din saw him on the 29th day before it became dark, אין צורך ששניים יעמדו ויעידו בפני השאר. It's not necessary that you're going to have two witnesses in front of the other. אלא על יסוד ראייתם אומרים הם מקודש, because it's still day. Since they're doing it on the 29th, before sunset, they can already see the moon sometimes, even before sunset. With the sun over there, sometimes you can see the moon over there. So he says, right now, if they saw it at night, they cannot say Mekudash because they're not Beit Din. There's no Beit Din at night. But if they sing it in the day, the sun is about to set, and then they say, now they can see it as witnesses, and say Mekudash, Mekudash. In other words, they don't need witnesses. They don't need witnesses. They are the witnesses. Because it's the day, the court itself. When you see something, you see something. Yeah. אין צורך ששניים יעמידו ויעמדו בפני השאר, אלא על יסוד ראייתם אומרים מקודש. Just by seeing it, they can say it's holy. היינו, you know what it's like? A judge needs witnesses when he wasn't there.
When he sees something in court, he sees it already.
Exactly. He doesn't need witnesses. What are you going to tell me? It didn't happen. I can just saw it happened. Exactly. That's what I did. But at night, I'm not a judge. That's the problem. I cannot be a judge at night. I cannot be a witness.
That's why it's only
yeah. היינו יום השלושים מקודש מראש חודש. הטעם מבואר בגמרא. The reason it's written in the Gemara. לא תהא שמיעה גדולה מראייה. The strength of seeing something is much more greater than you heard it from somebody else. I saw it. What are you going to tell me? Yeah? כלומר, אם בית דין מקדשים את החודש על פי שמיעה, it says, if the court can make it holy according to their hearing, לאחר ששומעים מפי עדים שראו את הירח, once they hear it from the mouth of witnesses that they saw the moon, כיצד לא יקדשו על פי ראייתם הם? How much more so they can, now I know for sure. Before, yeah, you're probably not lying, but now I know for sure you're not lying. Yeah? והרי ראייה עדיפה משמיעה. Seeing is always preferable than hearing. ורש"י מוסיף כאן, רש"י adds something else. שבעניין קידוש החודש לא נאמרה עדות, אלא כזה ראה וקדש. It says the whole thing of witnesses is not even mentioned when it comes to קידוש החודש. Witnesses you need in all other cases. When it comes to קידוש החודש, to the new moon, the Torah doesn't mention witnesses. What does it say? אלא כזה ראה וקדש. God told him, when you see this, say holy. When you see this, say holy. It doesn't say, when witnesses come and tell you they saw this. When you see this. אבל אם לא הספיקו בית דין לומר מקודש, but if the court did not have enough time to say it's holy, עד שחשיכה, until the sun set, they forgot to say it's holy. It says, that's it, it's over. כשבאים לקדש את הקודש למחר, when they need to do קידוש החודש the next day, then you need witnesses already, even though they saw it. It's very strange.
Because they didn't kiddush, they didn't say mekudash.
Yeah, because they did. But even though, if they would have said mekudash, so now they need to be witnesses. So two of them now to be witness.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
They didn't do it in time.
If they didn't do it in time. צריך שיעמדו שניים ויעידו בפני השאר. Now you need two to stand up and to be witnesses in front of the other. כמו ששנינו קודם. Maybe it looks like you can make a taina that they don't need to. Because it's their own vision that they're relying on from yesterday. But we're going to see why. ואף על פי שראו אתמול, says maybe you can say that they don't need to be witnesses at all, because they are the one who saw it yesterday, מבעוד יול, אין בית דין יכולים לקדש על יסוד ראייתם של אתמול. It says they don't have the power because you saw something yesterday to say קדוש today. Why? אלא על פי שמיעת עדות. The only power they have to do it the next day is when you have witnesses. That's the way it is. שאין בית דין מקדשים על פי ראייתם אלא בשעת הראייה. Because they can only allowed to do מקדש at the time that they're seeing it. Not 12 hours later. 12 hours later, things, I don't know, memories change. We cannot trust you. כך נראה בפירוש רש"י. This is what it looks like for Rashi says. ברם, בת, לפי התוספס, according to תוספס, משמע שאומנם אם בית דין ראו את הירח בלילה, תוספס disagree, and he says if they saw it at night, אין ראיותה מעולה לקדש על פיה את החודש. Their seeing it at night is not helpful to make it קודש. שכן ראיית בית דין כקבלת עדות היא. He says because the seeing of the בית דין is just like testimony. ואין קבלת עדות בלילה אלא ביום. And you don't take testimony at night, you only take testimony during the day. אבל אם ראו בית דין ב-29 בחודש בעוד יום, ולא הספיקו לומר מקודש, but according to this, if you saw it on the 29th, you just didn't have to say מקודש, יכולים, unlike Rashi, it says, I saw it, I'm as sure as it is. יכולים בית דין לקדש את החודש גם למחר על פי ראייתם, they are able to say, according to what they saw yesterday, ואין צורך בשמיעת עדות, and you don't need them to be witnesses. This is תוספות רבי עקיבא איגר. ויש מבארים, and there are those who explain, שאף רש"י סובר כתוספות. He says, you should know that Rashi also holds like תוספות. I don't know. That's the Gemara discussion. This is for learning Gemara, we're learning Mishnah. But two ways in understanding it. Next case. ראו שלושה והן בית דין. Only 3 saw him, and they are the court. אם שלושה מתוך הסנהדרין, if 3 from the Sanhedrin, in other, the case before was they all saw it. Now 3, שהיו מוסמכים כבית דין לקדש את החודש, they were the one who were the experts in קידוש החודש. So most probably they are the one who's looking all the time at the sun, and they are the guys who do קידוש החודש. They're the experts, yeah. ראו את הירח בליל ה-30, they saw the moon on the 30th day, והרי לא יכולים לחדש את החודש על פי ראייתם, שהם מקדשים את החודש בלילה, like we determined, you cannot make the statement at night, because you need to make the statement during the day, כמו שביארנו לעיל, וגם לא היה עמהם אחרים, and also the other ones, the Sanhedrin, it's like the Congress. Sometimes you see the Congress make a new law, and there's 5 guys over there. Where's everybody on vacation? So what happened over here? Next day,
Everybody was on vacation.
Everybody on vacation. There are only 3 there, and 2 of them, and all 3 of them. So if 2 of them are witnesses, who's going to be the Beis Din? Sanhedrin is gone. It's only 3. One cannot be Beis Din. You need 3.
Oh.
So what do you do now?
So you can't be a Dayan and a witness.
That's right. You can't be. It's either here or there. So what do you do?
Bedin. You bring the Bedin.
What do you mean? They're not. They're sleeping.
Oh, they're sleeping.
They're on vacation. So what do you do? Like the Congress, when they make new rules, 5 guys over there instead of 300 guys. What is this going to be? Okay? יעמדו למחר השניים מתוך השלושה. So it says you have no choice. You're going to take these 2 out of the 3 that saw it. Stand up, they'll become witnesses. ויושיבו מחבריהם אצל היחיד. And grab 2 guys and sit them together with this to be Beis Din. I know they're not Sanhedrin, but this is just a symbolic thing. So because since it's only symbolic, I can grab 2 kosher guys, sit over here, now you're Beis Din, you're good, here are the 2 witnesses. Because we only do it for symbolic reasons. We don't need you, in other words. You're not going to, we don't need your opinion, you don't need to think. You just need to be there. כלומר שמצרפים אליו לפחות 2 מחברי הסנהדרין. Oh, it looks like, no, you have to call specifically from the Sanhedrin. You cannot call just any Joe Schmo from the street. You have to go get them from vacation, fly them over. Say, guys, we need you. It's Rosh Chodesh. You cannot be on vacation today. Yeah? ויעידו בפניהם. And they're going to give the testimony in front of them. השניים שראו את הירח. ויאמרו מקודש מקודש. And they're going to say, holy, holy, כפי הסדר המקובל, just like we learned until now. שאין היחיד נאמן על ידי עצמו. In some cases, you have the dayan can be a dayan echad. In some cases, if he's gadol, if it's going to be a gadol. So over here, in this case, you cannot be a dayan echad. For Rosh Chodesh, you need two. Why two? In many cases, you need one. Good question. Yeah, it needs three, but you need at least two. You don't. You need more than one. Let's put it this way. Okay. I don't know why not two. Actually, now you bring a problem.
You bring three.
I know, but it should be enough two. And you see soon why I'm saying it should be enough two. Yeah, the verse itself says two. I think it says "Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aaron." It needs two. I don't know why you add the third one. You're right, but you need more than one. That's the point.
Because the two is not Beit Din. Beit Din is only three.
Yeah, but the verse is going to rely on is a verse that says Moshe and Aaron, only two, can do Kiddush HaChodesh. So for Kiddush HaChodesh, you need only two, you don't need three. But you bring a good point, I don't know why. שאין היחיד נאמן על ידי עצמו. It says, in our case, you cannot rely on one. You need more than one. I'm not going to say two or three so far. We'll have to figure it out. You need more than one. לומר מקודש, to say מקודש. ואפילו היחיד מומחה, even if the case that he's an expert yachid, an expert single person, which we give him the power to make halachas, אלא צריכים לכל הפחות שלושה. In our case, you will need three. וכן שנו, this is what the learned in Sanhedrin, עיבור החודש, it says, when it comes to the new moon, בשלושה, you need a court of three, at least. בגמרא מבואר הטעם, the Gemara explains the reason, שהרי אין לך מומחי הדור יותר גדול ממשה רבנו, because look, there's no bigger expert than Moshe, ואף על פי כן כתוב בקידוש החודש, and nevertheless, when it comes to the sanctifying of the moon, ויאמר השם אל משה ואל אהרון. It says, Moshe by yourself you cannot determine, you need another guy, you need at least two. החודש הזה, ודרשו, עד שיהיה אהרון איתך, it means until Aaron is with you. But only, so now we only get two. Where's the three? You've got a good point. But where's the three? ומבואר בתוספות, and it's brought down in the Tosfos, הואיל ואין בית דין שקול, it says it's a problem with two, because one might say this way, and one might say that way. So therefore you have to take a three. You don't have a court of two people, it doesn't do anything, it's not a court. So that's why the third is. Yeah, well, now you answer the question. Yeah. If they have the same opinion, but in cases they don't have the same opinion, what are you going to do then?
In other words, it would be Moshe and Aaron, it would be enough.
Maybe they might have different opinions.
That's what it's possible.
Yeah, it would be enough as long as they have the same opinion. But if they don't have the same opinion,
so why is it said of Moshe and Aaron and doesn't bring another guy? It should bring another guy.
Because in a case that Moshe and Aaron agree, then it's enough. In a case that Moshe and Aaron don't agree, they will have to add another one. So he says the katchila already, you're right, maybe you won't need, but a court is three, because you cannot have a court of two. Theoretically you can, practically it's not going to work. לפיכך מוסיפים עליהם עוד אחד. So therefore we add another one. ומכאן שאין קידוש החודש בשלושה, so from here, קידוש החודש בשלושה. Not because two. If you have only two and they both agree, it might work. But you're not playing these games. Yeah. יש מפרשים, there are those who explain, ויושיבו מחבריהם אצל היחיד. It says, and you're going to take two from their friends to become court together with the two witnesses are going to stand up from the three that saw, and add two more from the Sanhedrin to become with this guy, to become the court. היינו הגדול שבשלושתם. In other words, you have to give the greatest one, he's going to be the court. שמצרפים אליו מחברי בית דין, to him you enjoin the other Sanhedrin members. והשניים האחרים יעמדו ויעידו בפניהם. And the other two are going to be witnesses. ואילו לא היו מכלל גדולי הסנהדרין, and if they were not at all the great people from the Sanhedrin, היו שלושתם מעידים לפני חבריהם. אלא מפני שהם מגדוליהם וצריכו לחלק שניים מהם ולהושיב מחבריהם אצל אחיהם. I didn't understand that. Let's read again. ואילו לא היו מכלל גדולי הסנהדרין, and if there were not any of them from the great parts of the Sanhedrin, היו שלושתם מעידים לפני חבריהם. If they had other people around, in other words, you need one of the guys to be someone. If they're just regular people, you need at least the Av Beit Din someone or someone over there. If they're only regular members of the Sanhedrin, then you can have all three. You should have all three of them be witnesses, and then get three more to become witnesses. But one of them has to be at least Av Beit Din. In other words, you cannot have a congressional event without some power have the gavel to say accepted. So you need that guy to sit on the court. Yeah, up to him.